Welcome to Do the Dang Thing podcast with Chrissi, the podcast that's like having a personal business coach in your pocket, giving you bite-sized tips and small mindset shifts every week. I'm your host, Chrissi. I'm a network marketer turned productivity and mindset coach who grew her businesses while holding down a successful career in aviation. I'm on a mission to help you fit your business into everyday life. I believe you are capable of achieving success no matter how chaotic your life is. Consider me your no-nonsense guide to getting it all done. Join me here on the podcast each week where we'll chat everything from systems to help you fit your business into real life, to business and marketing tips, plus time management hacks, mindset shifts that can help you find the courage to take the next step in your business, and real life stories to inspire and empower you to go after your goals. Let's go, CEO. We have work to do. Grab your favorite cup of coffee or wine, no judgment. And let's get ready to ditch those inner mean girl thoughts ringing in the back of your head so you can embrace your inner badass and go do the dang thing. Hello and welcome back to Do the Dang Thing podcast. I'm your host, Chrissi. I am so excited for today's episode because I have my business bestie, Megan Swindle, with me.
Hi.
Hi. We have been recording things all afternoon, and I was like, can we please record a podcast episode too? And we are so excited to talk to you today a little bit about being social on social media. I have a confession to make. We're going to start this off with, I hate being social on social media. I would much rather build, things on my website, do behind the scenes work, than go out and be social on social media. But Megan has really helped me kind of get out of my shell and has given me some pretty tactical things to be efficient when I need to be social on social media. So Megan, please introduce yourself. Tell us who you are and what you do.
Hello, friends. I'm Megan Swindle. If you've listened to the podcast previously, I have been on before.
No,
we did
you
an
haven't
episode
been on
for
this.
mine. This is the first time I've been on yours. Okay, well, you need to go over to my podcast, the Messy Mindset podcast, and listen to the first podcast episode Chrissi and I ever did together, which is all about business besties and like what the heck that even means, how that works for us. Chrissi and I do two really different things, and we are not in the same company. Our income doesn't like rely on each other, yet we work together every week to kind of help fill the gaps in each other's businesses. So like Chrissi loves to like dig in and get stuff done, and I drag my feet and do not like to get things done. I want to play on Instagram. Chrissi doesn't like to be social on social media, so I've taught her how to do that in a little bit better of a way. But by working together, we've both become much better business owners, and I'm so excited to share more of the vibes with y'all today.
Yes, if you have not listened to that episode on Megan's podcast, we had so much fun recording it, and I think it has such tangible information for you to go and find someone like the balance of what we have, what Megan just told you of like, I don't like to do these things, she doesn't like to do things, but we push each other to do the things that are a little out of our comfort zone or just not our favorite things to do, and really hold each other accountable. And I think it's that we meet every single week, and so it's like, oh, I better get this done before I go hang out with Megan for 2 hours. And she goes, why didn't you do this?
Yeah, I have a deadline. I'll also say, if you're thinking to yourself, like, where in the heck am I supposed to meet somebody like that? Listen till the end of this episode, friend.
Yes, we have
Just
a little
keep
surprise.
on listening.
A little surprise for you at the end. But let's first talk about what it means to be social on social media. So to me, I feel like being social on social media is like intentionally going and finding new people to be friends with, and then also nurturing the people that are already kind of in your sphere.
Mm-hmm. So if we think about like social media is a relatively new development. I'm 37. So growing up, I had my MySpace top 8, but I wasn't really going onto the internet and making friends. I mean, there was definitely the rule, like, do not talk to strangers on the internet. And now I joke that, like, sorry, mom, I talk to strangers on the internet for a living. But that's really, truly, if you think about the opportunities that social media has put in front of us, if we were running these businesses 20 years ago, we would be restricted to the people that we met in real life. We would have to go to events and meet people and shake hands and actually like talk to strangers in order to broaden the amount of people who know about our businesses. Having social media as a tool that is free is something that, like, first and foremost, like, get some gratitude for that. Like, just adjust your mindset a little bit, stop hating on it, and be grateful for it, because it can absolutely change your life. Also, when you think about being social on social media, people are like, but I'm introverted. Okay, you can do this from your couch. You can do this in your underwear. Nobody knows. Nobody cares. Like, be an introvert. That's fine. So just, I don't want to hear people's excuses. Just want, like, we have so much to be grateful for when it comes to social media, and we create the environment that we want to be in.
Oh, absolutely. Back when I was in network marketing, I always found it very odd when my team members would be like, well, none of my friends and family want to buy. And I'm like, so there's like 7 or 8 billion people in the world, and a large proportion of them are on the internet. Like, you have this tool in your hand.
I don't know if my family, yeah, anyway, that's a whole other topic for another day.
Yeah, especially if you're new in network marketing or in your own business, like, a lot of the times your immediate friends and family are not going to be your best customers. And it's just as black and white as that, of like, strangers on the internet are going to be bigger hype girls than your mom, your sister, your aunt. Sorry to break it to you, but that's just how things work out right now.
It is, but it's also, like, that is so freeing. So freeing. Like, someone tells you no, great. There is 10, 12 to 500 other people you can go talk to, right? You just jump on Instagram and go talk to them. And I think there's so much freedom in that. And here is the thing. Here's my, like, you don't have a business if you're not talking to people on social media.
100%.
Flat out.
If you are not talking to people and nurturing them, you're like, you can't depend on your current audience to, like, keep you afloat and make your business grow. You have to be out there finding new people. So we know we need to do this. How do we do this? Megan, give us a couple of tips.
Put your nice pants on. By that I mean nice human, not fancy.
Or maybe take your pants off, so then
whatever you got to
in a better mood. You just said you could do this in your underwear.
I know I did. I know. Should have known. I should know better. Okay, how do we be social on social media? First and foremost, you need to have a profile picture that is of your face. Not your dog, not your kid, not an icon. Unless you are repping a brand. If you're a brand with, like, a known icon, then cool. Like, be the Nike swoosh, that's fine. Otherwise, show us who you are. Like, step one, be a human and have your profile picture be clear, be of your face. If you need an example, go to my profile, go to Chrissy's profile. You're going to immediately know we both have brown hair. Like, you're going to know real quick what we look like. So that's going to be step one. Step two is going to be, let us know who you are and what you vibe. Like, what's the vibe? What are you talking about? That's your bio. So what do we see when we go to your profile? Let us know what we're going to get from your content. Next up, have content. That matters. What you, like, putting yourself out onto the internet is like step one for finding new people, is put yourself out there. You can't ask someone to come and hang out with you when you haven't given them a place to get to know you better. That's what the content is for, is to get to know you better. Okay, now, how do we actually, like, go find new people to be friends with?
Ooh, good question.
Actually, hold on. Why do we want to go find new people? Why don't we just, like, talk to our followers? Because you're screaming into an echo chamber. Those people have heard you. If your sales are not actively increasing, if your engagement is not actively going up, then you're giving the exact same words to the same people over and over again. And there is so much value in repetition when you are growing. If you're just repeating yourself at the same people all the time, they're going to get real sick of you real quick. So we need to be repeating our message as we are growing. So here's how I am social on social media. You'll see I have a profile, you'll see I have a bio, you see I have content, but then actually find new people to follow all the time. So the way that I do this personally, I have around 1,000 followers right now. And you're probably thinking to yourself, like, that's not that big. That's cool. I don't have to have a big following to make money. I'm still making money. Like, that's the part I care about. Now, do I want to make more money? Yeah. So I need to find more people to follow, but they need to be the right people. So what I will do is find followers or like accounts that I like that are between usually 10K to 50K. Those are usually still small enough to where they have like a community of people. When you're getting into like the big celebrity accounts, in my opinion, you can hit anybody. People are just there. They're not necessarily there for a purpose. With the smaller accounts, people are there because they like the person. They have made a connection with them somehow. There's something that they have in common. And so I try to find accounts that I connect with that are in that smaller follower range, that micro influencer range. And maybe they have ADHD, maybe they have cats, maybe they make gluten-free recipes, things that matter to me. What matters to me. So I'm looking for those things. And then when I find those accounts that are a little bit bigger than mine, that talk about these topics that I care about, I get on their content. And when they post, I'm there and I'm chatting with people. I'm leaving comments. I'm being a real human. I'm not self-promoting. I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about them. They leave a comment, I reply with something interesting. I see that the person that I'm chatting with has okay, this is like an elite. I'm just diving in. I hope
I
everybody's
love
like
this. I love
paying
this so
attention.
much. Yeah,
Okay,
get
so
your notebook out.
I'm in someone's content and I'm commenting and I'm leaving replies that people are going to find interesting or funny or valuable or whatever. Being a real human, being myself, showing my personality, like not holding back, not shirking. And I say this, I have had comments go viral, have multiple times commented on someone's reel and then for weeks gotten likes on those comments. So I know they're top comments just because I've showed up and like made a joke, been myself. And so just commenting on people's stuff and being yourself, like that can take you loads of places. But the next step is then once you've done that, and let's say you've replied to a couple of people, look at those people. Do they have that little ring around their profile picture that tells you that they have a story up? Tap on their profile. What do they talk about? Do you have anything in common with them? You guys have this one influencer in common, but like, is there anything else? Go to those stories. Are they actively posting on stories? Are they talking about something that you find interesting? I will often find people talking about crystals, oracle cards, or tarot cards, or the books they're reading. Like, there's all of these different things that are interesting about you that you can find interesting about somebody else and connect with them on. If they're wearing a bright color lipstick, something like that, reply to those stories. When you reply to those stories, you're starting DMs with those people. You're immediately going into their DMs. Now, it will go to requests if they have that set up, but you can like tap follow really quickly, send them a reply to their story, go comment on a couple of their reels because you're now finding this person interesting. You're finding the things that y'all connect over. If you're a mom, maybe they're a boy mom as well. Maybe they homeschool. Maybe you can tell that they're also into aviation. What is it? Maybe you can tell that they're also like, there's a video of them savoring champagne. Like that would immediately be something Chrissi would comment
Be
on,
like,
right?
oh,
Like,
we're going to be
oh my gosh,
friends.
I've done this. Doesn't that feel so cool to do? Like, how much fun? Like, isn't it such a power trip or whatever? I feel like I have talked a lot. Do you
I
want
love that.
to,
No, I love that so
do you want
much.
to like crack it open?
I think so. What is your opinion on the worry of like I'm following more people than people are following me? Like, is that a thing anymore?
No,
Okay, I
no.
didn't I didn't think so. But like some people might have an objection to like, oh, I don't want to follow all these people
That's a
because
vanity metric.
yes, I
Here's
agree.
the thing. Here's the thing. I will say that I regularly clean out who I'm following because I want my feed to be relevant to me. And if someone gives me the ick, I don't follow them anymore. If someone makes me start to like fall into a comparison trap, I don't follow them anymore. If I see somebody and I'm like, oh, I could nope, I don't want to be copying anybody and follow them. I also will unfollow if so there's a section in your profile where it'll actually show you don't engage with these people. Like you might be following them, but you don't. I'll go look and be like, yeah, you're right. Actually, that's not relevant to me anymore. And I'll remove those as well.
Mhm.
So do keep a pretty clean list, but it's because I am on social media. Like I don't want it to be a place that is giving me mindset traps.
Yeah. Okay. So we go and we follow them, and maybe we respond to some of their stories, or we comment on their posts. And now these are not the influencers. These are you are probably following the influencers, but these are the people that are following the influencers. And so then what does the relationship look like after that? After you've sent the first DM, after you've commented on a few things?
You see if you vibe with them. I mean, it's almost like speed dating. I've never been speed dating, but I feel like that is kind of like that. Like, except, okay, maybe it's more like dating, not speed dating. But like, do you vibe with them? Like, do they respond? If they don't respond, then like, that's a pretty clear cut answer for you. Just because you vibe with them doesn't mean they vibe with you.
Mm-hmm.
So they may or may not answer. If they do answer, like, is there really easy conversation? Do you guys start joking back and forth? Do they watch your stories back and comment back? Like, you just start to be a real human. I personally, there's somebody that I really I'm interested in, and I want to build a relationship with them, or I think that maybe we could work together. We'll actually sort them. So on Instagram, you can set somebody as a favorite, and I'll set them as a favorite because when you go to your feed, you can sort to favorites, and that will change the way that Instagram shows you your home feed. And that will show me these people that I've decided that I intentionally want to get to know, and I can go through and see their new posts. If they've posted any like static posts or carousels or reels, I'll see all of those in my feed. It doesn't change the order of your stories. So once they're in your feed, you can tap on their story and watch their story. And when you watch somebody's stories more, Instagram will move them in the hierarchy so that you're shown their stories more often. If you start to notice that you are seeing the same stories over and over again, that's because you're watching the same stories over and over again.
You're always number one for me.
Oh, so are you.
I have to tell you though, Megan, that tip that you gave me, like it was like a light bulb went off. Like what a like such a simple tip that changes the way that you can use your time wisely. So if I only have 10 minutes to engage in the day, I can flip over to favorites and I can engage with those hot leads, like those people that I want to turn into customers,
Mm-hmm.
and just use my 10 minutes. How much time are you spending on social media a day? Like
Don't
as
ask
far
me
as
that.
interaction, or like what is
It's
your
not.
like if you're in growth mode, like how much time should someone else maybe spend on social media intentionally interacting?
I don't like telling anybody what they should or shouldn't do. What I think works is to pay attention to the time that you spend on there and then pay attention to the results that you're getting. And if you're not getting the results that you want, you need to audit how you're using your time or see if you can spend more time doing the right things.
I love that. I
I'm not
find
going to tell you to go spend 10 minutes doing da 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 da. Like, I'm not going to, like, you can spend 10 minutes, like, doing like watching Harry Styles videos. That's not going to grow your business.
yeah,
Like, that's not going to do it. But maybe and the other thing is like, it might take you longer to formulate responses to people early on. And so in the beginning, you might need 20 minutes to really sit down and focus and do this and like understand the process and get into the groove and like build the habits.
yeah,
And the more you do it, the quicker you'll get. So giving a time frame for me is kind of arbitrary.
I like that. I like
Yeah.
that. I definitely set a timer for myself, so I'm sure to like race myself, and I have my like little set time that I
Yes.
do. But
I think that's a different question though. When you,
yes, how do you stay
that's a
focused
different
while you're doing it?
question. Right. So that is not necessarily how much time do you spend, it's how do you spend your time wisely. And
Mm-hmm.
I think that is by giving yourself a deadline and say, I'm getting on Instagram to be social and find new friends for 7 minutes and setting a 7-minute timer. And that's all you're doing for those 7 minutes. Or I'm going to spend the next 10 minutes going onto my followers list and replying to stories. Like, give yourself a task on social media and a time frame to do that task in. I'm not going to tell you what that time frame should be. We all have different tolerance levels. You might only have a 2-minute attention span. That's fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Can I give you, since you love my like add them to followers hack,
Yes, yes.
can
Give
I
us
tell
all
you
the
about
hacks.
can I tell you about my DMs?
Yes, please.
Do you know if you are a creator, like if you have a creator profile, not a personal profile, you can actually sort your DMs into primary and general.
Okay, and what do you use each one of those for?
So I am in the network marketing field. So I work with a company, and there are a lot of other affiliates who work with this company as well. So if you are within the same company as me, like if you're one of my teammates, you go in general, and my customers and my prospects live in primary. And this allows me to get into DMs and do focused work. It means I can get into my DMs, and I know that if it's in general, it's honestly not urgent for me. The people who are in my primary are urgent for me because those people are placing orders. They might have product questions. We are talking. I'm nurturing them to the point where they are going to want to order. So they are my focus. I don't get distracted because I separate. Now, and people can use this a lot of different ways. So, Chrissy, for you, you might say like your general are the people who are already working with you, and your primary are the people who, and don't let primary and general like get to you. Just column A, column B.
Inbox A, inbox B.
Yep.
Yeah.
Inbox A, inbox B. So like the people who are your students and the people who are not your students. If you are I'm trying to think of another business.
A bookkeeper.
I mean, same thing. They are your client. They are not your client.
I dig it. I like it. I like it a lot. What other tips do you have when it comes to being on social media that they need to know? Or even better, what is an action step that they can take today to implement something that we just talked about?
Block the people who make you hold back. I'm sure that's not what you thought I was about to say.
I love that so much.
I will tell you, I have currently sell skincare and talk about mindset. Previously, I was a boudoir photographer, and I found myself holding back a lot because of other people's quote unquote opinions. And I'm using air quotes when I say opinions because nobody actually said those opinions out loud. They were just perceived in my head. And so do you know what I did? I blocked those people because then I was like, they can't give me an opinion because they'll never see what I'm doing. But if you have people who you're creating stories around them, first, please identify that that's your story that you created. They didn't actually say anything to you. And then call Chrissy for some coaching on that. Get some coaching on that. But also, don't be afraid to block people. If people actually are saying things to you like, oh, that was really weird, or I can't believe you're showing that, you don't need that. You've already made the decision on what you're comfortable with. Those are your boundaries, not theirs. Block them.
Yeah. You can do this with coworkers. I do this.
Oh, block your yes.
Yes, block your coworkers for sure. I also, and this is a tip that they can take. Go ahead.
I want to say I have family blocked.
Yeah, like, if it's holding you back.
And here's what I can tell you exactly why. When I started, whenever you put your first and last name in, we'll show you as a contact. It'll like recommend your profile to people. And I had my first and last name on my boudoir profile. And so I blocked every male member in my family. Mm-hmm. Because I was like, I don't want this to show up on their pages. I blocked a few female members as well. It wasn't like a sexist thing. I was heavy on the blocking with that one. Liberally blocked people.
Yeah, as you should. Yeah. One of the things that I've done recently too is I've unfollowed, and I've mentioned this before on the podcast, I've unfollowed anyone that's in my niche, like any other coach that I'm comparing to that I realize like, hey, I'm starting to sound like them, or I like what they're doing. Like, nope. We're gonna just stay in our lane, stay focused on what's in my brain and not have those outside influences or that comparison.
Okay, I've got one this could be controversial, but I feel like these days everything I say could be controversial. If you are in network marketing, you are likely encouraged to follow everyone on your team. And that can create an insane echo chamber. It can make you feel like you are now saturated. It can give you the mental impression that everyone is talking about this. It can also make you second guess how you talk about your product because you see how other people are talking about it. I'm going to give you permission right here, right now. You do not have to follow everybody on your team. You do not have to engage. Now, if you are leading a team, yes, your team is your number one priority. But your sidelines, downline, like, no. Also, if you are in a network marketing company and you are following 8, 10, 12 big name leaders in your space, I want you to reconsider that. Pick one or two that you really vibe with and you want to emulate and follow them. But it's really easy to put yourself into overthinking and then become paralyzed when you're comparing your day 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with their day 500, 600, 700. And it is more important for you to be able to take action and not be paralyzed and stuck in overwhelm and stuck in overthinking than it is for you to follow them. Like, it's more important for you to take action than it is for you to be following everybody.
Yes. She got the memo. The Do the Dang Thing podcast. Take the action. Do the dang thing. Okay. So they have some tangible things to take with them to go, a few ideas to go and be social on social media, the people to unfollow, the people to block, how to organize their inbox. Like, look at how many tangible things that they're walking away from this.
How to engage on stories, how to find new people to follow.
I love it. I love it so much. Now, one of the things, Megan, that you mentioned at the very beginning was to have kind of your storefront, to have your bio optimized, and be putting content out.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we know from working with teams in network marketing, from working together, from just watching and observing, that is sometimes the biggest hurdle that people face, is knowing who they are on the internet, how they want to show up, what they want their storefront, their bio to look like, and actually putting content out in the world.
Yep.
Yeah. So Megan and I, if you don't know, we've been working together for about 8 months now, hand in hand. Every week we get together, and this was what the episode we did on Megan's podcast was all about. We get together once a week for 2 hours and we work on one thing in our business. And the thing that I wanted Megan's help with back many months ago was my content. I was like, I know who I want to help. I know how I want to help them. And I know that I have the skills to do it, but it's not reaching the right people.
Mm-hmm.
Can you help me optimize this content? And she said, sure. Can you help me stay accountable to the goals that I say I want to hit? And so we swapped services, and then we eventually became business besties, and now we support each other in all the various things that we're doing. And we are really excited to announce that we are partnering together for the first time ever for a new challenge. Megan, would you like to introduce the challenge?
Yes, I'm so excited. We have named it the Reels Ramp Up. And we're calling it this because we want to take everything that we've done for the last 8 months, condense it down, and get you ramped up. We're launching this before holiday season in 2024. So our goal is to ramp you up for the holidays. So that's why we're calling it the ramp up. What we want is to take the work that we've done over the last 8 months to figure out who we are on social, who we're talking to on social, what do we sound like on social, what does our content look like, how are we not boring, how do we take all of these things and help people do them way faster.
In like a simplified, like I think we've tried 17 different ways to do everything, and we're like, wait. We just need to pull this back and go back to the basics. This is really what we're doing. And it's these 3 principles and these 4 principles, and super easy to digest.
And these are things that we have implemented that have resulted in sales, product sales, in challenge signups, in some intense growth in our businesses and money in our pockets, to be really freaking honest with you. Like, that's what the results are from this for us. So that's why we want to bring it to you in time for the holiday shopping season. That was literally what we talked about, was like, how do we help people get there for holiday season? So this is going to be a really, really high touch situation. This isn't just like you get an email every day, which that is fantastic as a challenge mechanism. This is actually going to take something that Chrissi and I have found to be so valuable, which is getting another set of eyes on your content before you post it.
Yes.
And what we do right now we help each other with mindset and with the actual content itself. Sometimes when you are so close to your own content, you'll think, yeah, this makes perfect sense. And then someone else reads it and they're like, what are you talking about?
That doesn't even make sense.
There's not even, or it was the example that we've discussed on a podcast before, the time that I was like, yeah, and I'm going to do outfits. And Chrissy was like, outfits? You're a skincare mindset girl. Like, why are you showing outfits? And I was like, dopamine? And she was like, no, show your skincare. And I was like, all right, that's valid. So this is really to give you that second set of eyes on your content to help you understand what are the questions I need to ask myself before I post? What are the filters that I need to, and I don't mean filters like the filter that you, like an Instagram filter. I mean like the filter that you put your content through so that you know that it's effective, so that this is going to simplify content making. It's going to take so much questioning out of your brain, all the stuff that bounces around in there when we're overthinking our content. It's going to remove all of that. And it's also going to put you into action. You're going to walk out of this with 20 pieces of content made and posted.
Yes.
With handheld every day, working towards it, with lessons, with
there's going to be co-working sessions.
So much.
So first I want to qualify this with, this is not for someone that has never made a reel before. This is not for someone that's brand new in business. This is for someone that is already established in their business and it's go time. Like, you're sick of your own shit and you are ready to expedite your results and make yourself known on social media as someone that is a mover and a shaker.
Yes.
This is not like, a lot of my stuff is for beginners. This is not for beginners. This is for someone that is ready to kick it up a notch and take it to the next level. So here's just a couple little, like, the details of it. So signups are now open. The day that this podcast airs, signups are going to be open. And the program is going to run from October 14th to November 13th. So it's going to be 4 weeks together. I think there's something like 8 calls total. And there will be a Monday co-working session. So you get your reels set up and ready for the week, where we get together on Zoom and we all turn our cameras off and we actually create our content the week. And then on Thursdays, we are going to alternate every other week. 1 week will be for content coaching, where Megan actually gets her eyes on your content and audits it and says, nope, I want you to do this, change this. Your video needs to be a little bit brighter. Your hook needs to be stronger. Try this. And high touch content coaching. Then the following week is mindset coaching. So that's where I'm going to come in. And when you're struggling with something, we're going to actually work through those thoughts, and we're going to get you to a place where you feel confident again to post, because that's going to happen. Anytime that you do something high level and like there's the next level to unlock, you're going to have mindset drama around it. But I think the best part about this, we're going to kick it off with training. So you're going to know exactly what to do and how to do it. On the 14th of October, we're going to kick it off with a masterclass for 90 minutes where we teach you everything we know about Reels. Prior to the masterclass, there is also going to be a little bit of homework for you to do to get really clear on who you are, how you want to show up on social media, and making your bio really, really clear. And then the best part, Megan, do you want to tell them about the group chat?
Yeah, I think I accidentally unplugged my mic, so I think it switched to my headphones. I really hope that the sound quality is still good.
I think it's fine.
Oops, sorry y'all.
If not, it's real life.
Sound different. It's on my headphones, not my mic. The group chat. I like, honestly, when we were building this, we were asking ourselves, like, what is it that we find most valuable about working together that we can broaden to a group spectrum? And one of the things that we do is, I've had my eyes on Chrissy's content, just like she mentioned with the coaching calls. I actually told her, like, hey, change where the movement is in this, shorten this clip, make this brighter, change the color of this text, that kind of thing. Now, one of the things that she does is she'll send me a screenshot before she ever posts a reel, and I tweak it. So that is what this group chat is going to be, is you will have a time frame in which to submit your content so that I can go through and tweak it and give you feedback before you post it. So you're going to learn to create content ahead. You're going to be getting feedback before it ever hits. So then we've done the tweak in the group chat. So you'll get to learn from everyone else's tweaks and see the changes. And I really think that being in a group situation is so valuable when it comes to this type of coaching, because you can have this like one-on-one situation, but you're only learning from your mistakes, your own lessons. But when you are able to see things other people try, it might give you ideas of something new to try. And it might give you like, oh, that's actually something I've been doing and they didn't notice it. I can change that. So that's what the group chat is going to be for. So this is going to be a pop-in group chat.
It's going to be supportive.
Yeah.
So you can get content feedback from Megan. You can get mindset coaching from me, like in real time. So you're not waiting until the next call to take action. And you are constantly making these small tweaks. And we have all of the mistakes we've already made with our content under our belts. And then you can see what other people are doing and how things are performing. And so it's just going to accelerate your results so much faster and really put you on the map as someone that has content that is relevant, that is interesting. We keep saying like not boring and content that converts to customers.
Yeah.
So we're very excited about this. And the really cool thing is this round is going to be discounted. There is a limit to the number of seats that we are going to have for this because it is so high touch. So if you're like, Chrissy, Megan, this is exactly what I need, like you need to run to the show notes right now and sign up. And as soon as you sign up, you're going to get your pre-work, your homework that you need to do before the first call. So like, don't wait till the last day to sign up. Definitely jump in it. Grab it now, start on your pre-work, and make sure that you save a seat, because when the seats are gone, they're gone.
They're gone.
We probably won't run this again for another at least 3 or 4 months if we decide to ever run it again.
It'll be at least 2025 before this happens again.
Yeah, absolutely. We have grand plans for Christmas and the holiday season for ourselves. So
yeah.
Anything else that you'd like to add about content creation, about where to tell us where they can find you on social media and all of the places.
On Instagram, you can find me at It's Megan Swindle, ITSMEGANSWINDLE. I'm not on Threads because I'm a hater. Those words are probably going to come back to bite me at some point. But no, find me on Instagram, send me a DM. If you got questions about the challenge, message us. If you are on my direct networking team, please message me. Do not sign up. Quick caveat there. Do not register. Please message me instead. Just please.
Yes. And you can also find her on the Messy Mindset podcast, which is a fantastic podcast for all my business owners.
I have a podcast. I'm like, oh no, talking about Instagram, so I'm going to talk about Instagram. Yeah, so right now I do have a mindset podcast, and Chrissy and I met talking about mindset. I just also have a superpower that is social media and content ideas. So the Messy Mindset podcast is right now in the middle of a series of 10 beliefs or 10 thoughts that are keeping you stuck and not moving towards your goals. And so I'm actually really, really excited about this series. We are in, I think, week 3 or week 4 now. We are week 3 now, but it's 10 thoughts that are creating a cycle of self-sabotage and how to move past it. So, big fan of it. Go check it out. Messy Mindset podcast on Spotify, Apple, or Podbean if you use that.
All the random podcast platforms. Right. You gotta love it. But Megan, thank you so much for your time today. It was a pleasure to have you on the podcast. I will put all of her information down in the show notes, information on the challenge that we're running, so you can sign up and save your seat. So excited that we get to work together. Yeah, we will see you next week.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks for listening to this week's episode of Do the Dang Thing podcast with Chrissi Sperduto. If you know someone that could benefit from today's chat, please send this episode their way. Also, I love to see what you're doing while you listen. Share what you're up to while you listen to today's episode and tag me in your stories at Chrissi Sperduto for a shout out. Plus, while you're there, hit follow for even more tips, behind the scene views of what I do in my business, and plenty of encouragement for you along your business journey. If you'd like to explore more resources and learn how we can work together through one of my online programs or through one-on-one coaching, head to chrissysperduto.com. Please always remember that you are not alone on this adventure. I am always rooting for you. Until next time, keep doing the dang thing. Bye!